Hello, Max. This is Dimitris calling from Metalkaoz in Chicago. How are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How is the tour so far with your brother?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. We are on the last part of it. We got three more shows in Texas, but yeah, the LA Anaheim show was great. The Phoenix show was incredible. Yeah, New Mexico was great. We did some festivals earlier with Slayer and Sung Suga Bob and Lamb of God. Amazing tour, short, needed to be longer, so that's why we're gonna do it again next year.
Oh, that's great news. Before I forget, happy birthday to Gloria.
Oh, I'll let her know.
Absolutely. Okay, so Soulfly, we have a new album coming out, Chama, right?
Yeah. You gotta say Shoma.
Chama.
Yeah, that's it.
And we have you brought more tribal elements in the music. However, it doesn't sound like the previous albums because you have the aggression, new ideas there. So, what was the inspiration behind this album?
The inspiration was actually like I think captured the spirit and attitude of the first and second Soulfly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 2025 and it's very different from 1998.
Yep.
So we want to make an album also that is also like fits the time right now. But I love what I'll tell you what I love about Shaman is that it's raw, man. It's a
Mm.
raw fucking record. Like it's old school enough, but also is modern with all the noises and that's for the product. That's the production. That's Zion's production mixed with Arthur Risk mixing. That's like the secret weapon of this album. And I love the guest. Also, I think it was a really cool unpredictable type of guests that we picked for this album. Nobody was expecting these guys, and I think this is to me feels like right now this is the most Soulfly album. That of course the first one is classic, but for the moment, what Soulfly is at right now in 2025, Chama is exactly what Soulfly wants to do.
To,
Some tribal rhythms, some groove rhythms, some fast stuff, and some noisy stuff, raw shit.
to my ears, it feels like this album has captured everything Soulfly have done up until now, and as you said, with some new ideas. And was it Zion who did all these strange, as you said, sound electronic sounds?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the production idea,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really cool because it's actually similar to the first record.
Oh,
We did that on the first album, and that's what sparked the idea. Zion was asking me about how we made all those sounds on the first album, and I told him, well, we have this 100 pedals on the floor, and we will play the song again, and we add all these passages of noises, and we pick the best ones and put on the record. I think we use the same approach, but it's a bit different um, because different people playing different pedals.
right.
But I love I mean, if you listen to the end of No Pain Equals No Power, there's some cool fucking noises there, man. Like shit's crazy, it's eerie, almost like movie soundtrack.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and I think that's the modern of the Soulfly.
Mm-hmm.
That's like going to the future. Also, the beatdown riffs. I love beatdown. There's many on this album, like Black Hole Scum and Always Will Be, which is actually drum machine. Zion don't play drums on that song.
Oh, okay.
Not Yeah, not until the very end part of it. So again, experimenting outside the box, thinking outside the box. Like let's make a song that's more like Godflesh, Nail Bomb, mix Soulfly.
So aside from Zion asking some questions, you let him do whatever he thought it was best for the band?
Yeah, I mean the reason I asked him to produce the album is because I didn't want. Well, I wanted to try a couple of things different. First one was I want a producer that was not a famous producer, but was somebody that was completely immersed in the music and it was completely inspired by the chance. Like giving a fighter his first fight. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna fight hard. So that was the idea, and I love that. I love the commitment. Zion grabbed the commitment with serious passion. Um, but one things I did with him was like, don't be a yes man. Like, don't say yes to every of my idea because I don't trust my ideas myself. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. And then, so there was some times where he challenged me, where he say, "Well, it's good, but it could be better." Oh, okay, well, let's make it better. Let's go there then. And I think that made this record interesting to me. Was this push and pull of different dynamics,
Right.
and of course I'm an old experienced guy. Zion's new, unexperienced, but full of passion, and I love that. And I have made records with many great big producers. I produce albums myself. And I think was the greatest thing was to give Zion a chance. And I think he did amazing. Really, really good.
First of all, Max, you are not old. You are young at heart, right?
Exactly.
And at what point did you bring Arthur in? Did he work with Zion in parallel? Did they work together?
They were in contact throughout the whole recording. Zion was sending him stuff, music stuff all the time. But it was not until the end where they dump everything to Arthur and then let Arthur mix. And it's cool. I think Arthur, I trust Arthur. Arthur is a great guy. He's like a wizard. I love the record, of course, that he did, Power Trip, Blood Incantation. And, again, I think this album, because we provide him with so much different stuff to work with, that for him was actually like, I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say it was easy to mix, but it was fun to mix. I think it was something that for Arthur was fun to put his hands on this album, and he did a great job too. Arthur did an amazing job. So I think overall it's like a really good team. Me, Zion, Arthur, the the triple attack.
Aside from Zion, you had Igor Jr. Also involved in the process, right?
Yeah, Igor. I love to involve him because, of course, at that time we have Chase playing bass right now, but at that time we didn't have him, and I asked Igor to play bass in a couple songs. I play bass in a couple songs, just like back in the Sepultura days, and was also like I asked Igor to help me with some lyrics of Favela Dystopia Chama, and he wrote this really cool story that goes with the record. Of a boy named Chama that grows up in the favelas. His mother died, and he goes to the jungle and finds himself in the jungle. It's a really cool story, like almost like concept record story. But yeah, I think having both of my kids, have Zion and Igor in the same record, I never had that before. To me, it was a dream come true as a father. And especially like of both of them, very, very, very talented and very inspired by the project.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It was a great moment. Probably one of my favorite moments in the studio was having both of them together and brainwashing about what we're gonna do with some of the songs. And that to me was definitely a special moment in my life.
And the story you mentioned, it's not like it's a fantasy, because many were born in situations that they didn't have all the money on the world, they didn't have the connections, and then they have to grow up themselves and go out in the jungle, right, to find themselves and make themselves their own path, if you may, right? So it's not quite a fantasy story.
Yeah, it's a fantasy, but with roots in reality, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Even some of it have roots in my own life, like the you know the boy loses his mother. I lost my mother last year. um I think it's cool. It's a cool story. I mean, it connects with the record. If you listen to songs like Chama, Favela Dystopia, Indigenous Inquisition, even No Pain Equals No Power, they're all connected. There's a thread between those songs that goes through the whole record. But the story is in the center of the album. And I think it's cool. Like, I love records where there's something more than just the songs.
Right.
You know, so this one you have the album cover you can stare at, but there's also this cool story you can read as you listen to the record. I love that. I love that, and I think it was something that we experimented, and I think it's really cool. It brings more to the album than just the songs.
And the we see a picture in the cover of the album, right? This is a real picture from an actual salmon, right? Where did you take this picture?
So this picture is taken on it's an Apache Crow ritual in Arizona, and those are Apache Crow dancers, and I love the things they have on their heads. You know, it's like this wood stuff. Looks so cool, man. And the fire also, Chama, you know, the flame around.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a real picture, and it's my first album since the first one that is a real picture.
Correct. Yes.
So I like that. Also, again, connects to the first album in a weird way. Yeah, so it's awesome. It doesn't even look like a real picture. Sometimes it looks like a painting, but it's a true photograph.
Right. And you mentioned Indigenous Inquisition. There, at least based on the press release, it says that you are naming names of lost tribes, right?
Yeah.
So where did you find those names?
A lot of it, my own curiosity, and I just kind of went on. Of course, I knew about Kaoz from Kaoz.Ad, but I wanted to know more about other tribes that are extinct, that used to be here 100 years ago, and now they're not. Because it's kind of a continuation of the song Tribe. The song Tribe on the first Soulfly is it commemorates the tribes that are here right now in the world. This one is a bit darker, and it's a homage. It's in tribute to the tribes that were here, but they are no longer here. Which with a heavy intro, like one of the heaviest things I wrote is down tuning, tribal drums, noises. And I say all these names in the background with a bunch of noise. It's even hard to understand.
Right.
But I am saying the name of the tribes, and it's really eerie to me. And I think it's dark, but necessary for us as a society to recognize that we killed those tribes, and hopefully let's not repeat the same mistake,
Well, we cannot say that we are not repeating the same mistakes, right?
True.
I wish.
True.
I don't.
But the warning is there, the warning is there.
Right. I don't think we learn from history, Max. I don't know.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so maybe this is why you had a nihilist song, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I like kind of like to start the conversation, at least with people. I think it's good. can open a channel of conversation. Why are these tribes extinct? Why did we do, like, okay, well, there's many tribes that are here right now. Let's celebrate them, and yeah, I think it's worth the good conversation about that. But I think in terms of the song itself, I always wanted to write an instrumental opening of a record. It's really based on hardcore stuff like Leeway, Cro-Mags, Bad Brains. They always had these really cool intro songs, and I thought, well, let me give it a try and see what I can come up with, and Indigenous Acquisition is the result.
Absolutely. I mentioned Nihilist only because you have the last lyric, because this is there where Todd is singing, the only lyric line that Todd is singing, right? I don't believe in anything.
Yeah.
That is such a powerful statement, man.
Yeah, I mean, the song is like, it's seen through the eyes of a nihilist, and it's a person that does not believe in anything. Has no no deep beliefs on anything. So it's a harsh song, but I love the fact that it was inspired entirely by LG's work.
Yeah.
So the riffs are inspired by Entombed and Nihilist. The vocals also inspired by the way LG used to sing. And I think LG, it should have got more credit, when he was alive and after he died. He should have got more credit for, but it's not always like that. But I'm here to pay my respect, my tribute to LG on this song, and I think it's a very cool gesture and a very cool song. And absolutely. I love Todd's vocals on it. It's incredible.
Yes. And for other guests, of course, you have Dino for No Pain, No Power, and then Mike Lamotte, right?
Yeah, on Gehenna.
So did he write his leads, or did you provide what did you give him?
Just the music. You do your leads, man. And he told me that it was inspired by Discharge, which is really cool. So it's kind of like hardcore inspired type leads, yeah. Again, I wanted some guests that are not your usual guests that you expect on a Soulfly record. So Michael is not what you expect on a Soulfly record. It's the same with Gabe and Ben from No Warning. They're completely like, nobody ever thought that those two guys are gonna be singing on a Soulfly record. And that's kind of really cool. I like that. That's a new approach to guest ideas.
You know what? I would love to see their reaction when they read the email seen from, hey, this is Max. Can you do some guest vocals in the album?
Yeah, I mean, it's for real. I mean, Gabe was my idea because I love Unto Others. I love this band. I think they're amazing, amazing band. I did not really know much about No Warning. That's more Arthur's idea. That came from Arthur. But I love the vocals that he put on the album. The melodic. That song itself, man, that's a special song. That it has something in it that's completely special and different. It feels like it stands out from the rest of the record, and I like that very much. I like the experimental side of Soulfly is still alive.
Yeah, despite all these years, you are still trying stuff. We love that. Touring now. As we said in the beginning, you are finishing up with your brother, and then you have Soulfly with Go Ahead and Die. So you are pulling double duty every night.
Yeah.
And the next year, you start Soulfly, you go to Australia with Nail Bomb.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's the Soulfly tour will be the training for the Australian tour.
Training?
Yeah.
I mean, that will be a lot, right?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, like, I don't know. I love the the challenge a lot. You know, I think it's part of the excitement for the thing, you know. And I think like they're so different also. Like Go Ahead and Die, I sing with Igor, and Igor sings a lot of stuff too. So I said it'd be easier, you know. And then Soulfly, of course, I sing everything. But yeah, I looking forward, man. They're not real long. That's the only good thing. Both the tours are not so long. Australia is only 1 week, you know, and I think the US tour is close to 3 weeks.
Yeah, for Max, it's not that long. I agree. Yes. What are about the rest of the plans? When Soulfly will be heading to South America? What about East Coast with a new album? What are the plans?
Yeah, so hopefully next year, full tour, you know, full US tour. Hopefully South American tour. I know we got some festivals in Europe already lined up.
Of course.
So yeah, looks like next year is a touring year, and maybe some, if I find some time, a little bit of writing for maybe Go Ahead and Die.
Killer Be Killed?
Maybe gotta find the time, just squeeze the time.
Yes. And with your brother Igor, you did Pile Driver. Have you guys talked about writing new music with new music together?
Yeah, there's always a possibility, you know. Although like we really love what we're doing right now, playing the old records is a lot of fun. This Kaoz tour was amazing. I think we continue that next year. At some point, we're gonna eventually like make a new album, you know. And judging by the song itself, you know, Pile Driver was a fun song to make, and we made that literally in half an hour on a sound check. You know, it was written sound check. You know, so sometimes those are the best shit. You know, like you're writing in like this. You know, without thinking. Don't think too much.
So you didn't think anything about the game, the video game?
Not really. No, I mean, I read a little bit about it, you know, and watched some videos people playing, but it's a trash song, man. I just went back to put myself like as a young Max trash, you know, ripper. Let's rip this song in 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Let's go for it. And it was really fun.
Absolutely. Max, thank you very much for your time. Send my love to the entire family, to the entire tribe.
Thank you, brother.
Stay safe and healthy.
Yes.
And see you in Chicago once you are here with the rest of the team. Okay?
All right. Take care, man.
We love you guys. Bye-bye.